President Michael D. Higgins has led tributes from political leaders and sporting figures across the island to Rory Mcilroy following his history-making turn in Augusta, where he won the Masters and the coveted green jacket. The President described it as a truly outstanding achievement. The County Down man has become only the sixth player to complete the career Grand Slam of golf's four majors, which he accomplished following a dramatic sudden death playoff against Justin Rose.
He's finally done it. Masters champion.
Rory's redemption. All the heartache, all the devastating disappointment erased in an instant.
Rory's Grand Slam is complete.
Much of that has been endured alongside caddy Harry Diamond, his lifelong friend, and shared by his wife Erica, along with their 4-year-old daughter Poppy. As Mcilroy was heading to sign his card, there to greet him was his great friend and teammate, when the format allows, Shane Lowry, who's seen many of the highs and lows firsthand. As he does, it was another Rory roller coaster round, all under control until it wasn't.
Oh, Rory, what on earth was that?
He was leading by 3 when that happened. A double bogey there, followed by another drop shot at the next, and suddenly he was trailing by 1. But back he came with birdies at 15 and 17 to lead by 1, and he had this for a par on the last to win it. Now it was a sudden death playoff with England's Justin Rose replaying 18 first. Both had putts for birdies, but when Rose missed, this time, Mcilroy seized the opportunity of golfing greatness.
There was a lot of pent-up emotion that just came out on that 18th green, and but I think a moment like that makes all the years and all the close calls worth it. And I want to say hello to my mum and dad. They're back home in Northern Ireland.
They made a lot of sacrifices for you.
They did, and I can't wait to see them next week. I just can't wait to celebrate this with them.
After the butler's cabin, it was off to the 18th green for the presentation, soaking up the adulation along the way. Then, the moment he'd been preparing his whole life for. Finally, the green jacket was his, and the torment was over. Justin Tracy, RTE News.
Well, our northern correspondent Conor Macaulay joins us now from Rory's hometown of Hollywood in County Down. Conor, I presume the celebrations are still going on?
Well, David, the skies actually opened here in Hollywood, County Down this afternoon. It's driven most of the golfers off the golf course, but nothing can dampen the enthusiasm of those who came here last night to cheer to the rafters Rory Mcilroy's achievements. Following him over the last decade, most people will concede, has not been easy. It's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, and last night was no different. He didn't make it easy, and my colleague Vincent Kearney was here until the very early hours this morning, charting all the highs and all the lows.
The Rory roar said it all. Jubilation in Hollywood Golf Club as its most famous and successful member holed the putt that won the Masters after 19 holes of drama. The journey to glory had started very badly, with his 2-shot lead wiped out on the first hole.
A bit disappointing, I have to say, but there's 17 to go, so we're expecting big things.
The mood had changed dramatically by the halfway point when Rory walked off the 9th green with a 4-shot lead.
It's going to be a game for the ages. It's going to be amazing.
All about mindset. He's resilient, he's strong, he's going to do it.
You sure that for you?
100%, he's definitely got it in the bag.
Rory, Rory, Mcilroy. Rory, Rory, Mcilroy.
Silence descended as an English rose called Justin drew level and then took a 1-shot lead, threatening to spoil the party. But what a shot on the 15th. A magnificent second led to a birdie putt for a 1-shot lead with 3 to play. It's almost 20 to 12 at night here in Hollywood Golf Club. Rory Mcilroy is working towards the 18th tee with a one-shot lead. Everyone here hopes he's on the brink of making history and bringing the green jacket home. The drama wasn't over. A missed putt from just 5 feet meant a playoff with his good friend Justin Rose.
It's absolutely heartbreaking, but we've every faith in him, he'll do well.
This time, there will be no mistake.
Absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. Can't believe it.
He really deserves it. He has done the club proud. Come on, Rory.
Beyond epic. Just the unbelievable roller coaster.
My goodness, oh what a party that boy will get when he comes back home to Hollywood.
The rest of the week, Hollywood is going to be rocking.
The Champions parking space is ready for his homecoming after Hollywood in County Down was a scene for a fairy tale ending worthy of its namesake. Vincent Kearney, RT News, Hollywood.
Well, as we heard, President Higgins was among the first to lead the tributes to Rory Mcilroy for that achievement, what President Higgins called a truly outstanding achievement. And they're going to be lining up on both sides of the border to honour him when he finally makes it home.
Fantastic for him, and it's a great lesson in life. It's Easter, you know, people fall, people kind of have ups and downs. It's a triumph over adversity. It's resilience in the most raw way demonstrated last evening.
He speaks, so loudly to all young people out there that if you have a dream, that you can achieve it. And when you look at Rory's journey over many, many years, all the setbacks, and he kept going back at it and back at it. So yes, we should have a huge party. I certainly will raise that with the Sports Minister, but I want to welcome him home in the best possible style we can to show him that we are proud of what he has achieved.
Well, they're intensely proud of their global superstar here in Hollywood, County Down, because of this idea that he really is a local boy. He's never lost touch with his roots. And in the village here today, they were finding all kinds of different and unusual ways to celebrate his success. In his hometown of Hollywood in County Down, Rory Mcilroy was all anyone was talking about. This bakery made tribute biscuits. They were sold out in no time. You know you've made it when there's a giant portrait of you being manhandled down the main street. The artist's phone lit up after the win, looking for copies of this original painting.
How much was this worth before yesterday, and how much might it be worth now?
This piece, because all my originals go for about 5,000, 5k, so this piece is staying 5k because I'm not that person.
At his former primary school, Rory Mcilroy was the hero of the hour.
It just shows how much hard work he puts into it and how much someone can do if you're just resilient and you keep on going and you just try and try again.
His spiritual home is Hollywood Golf Club, where he's been a member since he was 7.
From here, from wee old Hollywood Golf Club. So that's the wonderful thing about it, And it's great that he's had this achievement. It's wonderful. And wonderful for us. Sure, we love bumming about him.
The homecoming is the next big thing. They'll be making space in the clubhouse trophy cabinet for the last of the Grand Slam trophies. They already have replicas of the other 3. We're joined here by Ruth Watt, who's the lady captain of Hollywood Golf Club. She just took up the job last month. What a year in which to have this honour and the honour of welcoming Rory Mcilroy back to his own club. Ruth, I mean, you were here last night. We saw it in Vincent's package, the drama and the excitement. But for people who were so heavily invested in the outcome as you were, what was it actually like being here last night?
Well, it really was dramatic right to the very, very end. We were in the edge first seats. We had our heads in our hands. We were cheering. And by gum did he make it dramatic. But it was an evening that we will never, never forget. It's still a bit surreal thinking back that it was actually less than 24 hours ago that Rory crossed that line.
You told me earlier that you didn't really want to jinx it by thinking about the homecoming or what you might do. You've had a little time now to think about it and to consider your options. What do you think the homecoming might look like? When do you think it might happen?
Well, I've no idea when it'll happen. First of all, we'll have to find out from Rory when he intends to touch down in Northern Ireland. And I've no doubt that'll be soon because he'll want to get home to see his mum and dad. Celebration-wise, we'll meet as a club and we'll decide what we can do. I've no doubt he will be on that balcony. I hope to share his trophy and his green jacket, of course, with the members.
You must be pinching yourself that, you know, we talked about him there in terms of him being a global superstar, and yet he has come from this, you know, relatively small club outside of Belfast. It's a very proud moment for the club, but you must be pinching yourselves that a player of that calibre has come off these greens.
And I think what's even better is the player of that calibre is a down-to-earth guy. When he comes here, he has time to chat to people. He has been hugely supportive of our junior section. And it goes from strength to strength. No doubt there'll be a lot more looking to come to play golf in Hollywood. But it's just a surreal experience, and one that I am hugely proud to be the lady captain of Hollywood Golf Club.
We've had a little look at the trophy cabinet in there. We feature some of the pictures in the report. It's already groaning under the weight of 3 replicas of the various trophies, the majors that he's won. Are you going to have room for the 4th? And when do you think you might have that to make the final part of the collection?
Oh, I think we'll make room. Grown or not, we'll get it supported somehow. And yes, it would be just an honour to have another replica, the final one.
Ruth, thank you very much for joining us. Northern Ireland has made a great play of promoting this place as a golf tourism location. And I think Rory Mcilroy has done it no small service last night.
OK, Conor McCauley in Hollywood, thank you for that. Returning now to Augusta and Rory Mcilroy's magnificent Masters win. Earlier I spoke to RT's golf commentator Greg Allen, who was at the course yesterday, and I asked him for his reaction to a moment of sporting magic.
When I saw the level of emotion, there was relief first. It wasn't joy, it was pure relief. Just a massive burden had been released. And then the joy followed, and you saw that with the friends that he hugged, especially I think the bear hug he got from Shane Lowry. All of those elements have fed into, I think, I hate to use the word redemption because it's often so used not correctly, but for Rory McIlroy, it felt like he had finally redeemed himself. He had failed at the point of trying to complete the career Grand Slam, especially in the Masters, on many occasions. I think he himself began to doubt that he only had so many times left to do what he did yesterday, and that yesterday was the best chance he had, but that in itself placed a great deal of pressure on him, feeling that it was his time. The stars were aligning by the form that he had coming into the Masters, by the 2-shot lead that he had going into the final round. And then so many things went wrong in the final round. And yet every time something went wrong, he seemed to repair it shortly afterwards with some piece of brilliance. So it was extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah, it was such a roller coaster. I saw the Malachi Clerkin of the Irish Times describing it as the Rory coaster, because he very, very nearly managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
There was this element that it was in a real fight scenario, and Rory was like match play almost, but then he made so many mistakes. Most of them were nervous mistakes. The time that he got the lead in the back nine with 3 shots clear, it's like a horse in horse racing idling in front. His concentration was looking beyond the next shot, and it was only then when he lost the 3-shot lead in the back nine, went one behind, that he produced that shot on the 15th, which might be one of the greatest shots he's hit all his life, which set up a birdie, which put him 1 shot ahead. And from there on, he gave us another moment on the 18th when he should have got down in 3 shots from 124 yards. He'd do that 98 times out of 100. But he didn't, so he had to do it in the playoff, and he did it in the playoff. But boy, he made it hard on himself. But in many ways, that made it all the more explosively satisfying.
Yeah. Now, you spoke about the emotion he showed, and he showed some of that in his interview with you after he was presented with the green jacket. And his message to his daughter, never give up on your dreams.
Yeah, and Rory's been saying this, that he has never given up on his dreams. And he had almost a right to give up on his dreams after what happened to him at the US Open last year, when he had a 2-shot lead on the back nine, and he finished with, to use the golfing parlance, 3 bogeys in the last 4 holes, which is pretty disastrous. But that actual experience, it kind of made him press a reset button much deeper than any reset button he has set in his entire life. He went into his studio for 2 weeks. His coach had cameras everywhere. They wanted to sort out the flaw in his swing that kept breaking down under pressure. And they did. And he's come out this season as a much better player. He's won twice before coming into the Masters. That's why I say the stars were aligned. No one else in the field had won multiple PGA Tour events coming into the Masters. So he knew this was a very, very, very big chance. And he took it. And it's to his credit that in spite of all of the reversals, and there were many, that he managed to conjure up a perfect playoff hole, a drive, a wedge, and a 3-foot putt for a birdie to beat Justin Rose. A very, very valiant runner-up.
Now, he is one of the greats. He is the first European to complete the Grand Slam, the first person, I think, in a quarter of a century to do it since Tiger Woods in 2000. What next for Rory Mcilroy?
Now I think he feels he can add to his major tally. So currently, if he wins one more major, he goes level with Nick Faldo as the greatest European golfer in the modern era of golf. And I think that's the next target for him. And the USPGA Championship is the next major on the cards next month on a golf course he loves, Quail Hollow, where he's won 3 times. So I think, we could see Rory McIlroy begin to accelerate into the territory of 6, 7, 8 major championship victories by the end of his career. And who knows, with 4 to 8 years left in his career, maybe more.
OK, Greg Allen, I know yesterday meant a lot to you as well, but thanks for taking the time to talk to us on 6-1.
Thanks very much, David.